This is Lynn, and I recently sat down with Jim Cummings, who has been the voice of Winnie the Pooh for over 30 years, to talk about his latest film, Christopher Robin. Let's take a first look.
What to do, what to do, what to do. What to do indeed. Pooh? Christopher Robin.
When they told you that you were going to voice this iconic character, how did that feel for you?
Oh, well, it was great. He hadn't been around for a couple of decades back then, so there wasn't as much content at the time. But I'd remembered him from my own childhood when they did the original first 2 or 3 shorts. I had no idea that it would go for 30 plus years with me. It wasn't as big a market or franchise, whatever the word would be then, but I'm honored. That's all I can say is it's an honor for me to bring and a privilege to bring these characters forward to new generations.
And why do you suppose, the audience and, people who read the books love the story of, the characters from the 100 Acre Woods and how it's transcended so far?
Well, I think it's like a pipeline to anybody's childhood, from the stories to, it's that sense of wonder, the world of wonder. And it's, I think it just speaks to the inner child in anybody, and that's one of the beauty things about it. Once you start hearing the stories of the 100 Acre Wood or Pooh and Tigger and the rest of the gang, you're like 5 years old again, you're 8 years old again, and that's a beautiful thing.
Well, I want to know, how do you, because you voice so many different characters, how do you prep, or how do you get to the point where you know that your ear and your vocal tone gets it just right?
Gosh, I don't know. I everybody's a sounding board for you, and I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm hard on myself, but I'm very meticulous. I'm very picky. I want it to be tone perfect. I want it to, I'll always do another take. And so I don't know that I do know that it's really striking it here and there, but hitting the bullseye. But everybody will let me know. The director will let you know, that's for sure.
And you also voice the wonderful Tigger, one of my favorites.
Well, of course. I bet you're a good poser.
Obviously I'm ecstatic. What's the knack that you have?
I don't know. I mean, as a kid, I would always just do voices and do character, do dolphins or squirrel sounds, and I just it just seemed natural to me, and I would do impressions of my parents and teachers, and the teachers loved that, of course. And so I guess it's always been in my wheelhouse, and I never knew that I could turn Monkey Hour into such a beautiful career, but here we are. Now I get to talk to you.
Oh, well, talk to me about how just you as Jim relate to the story of Christopher Robin.
Well, gosh, I think it's easy for anybody to, to grow up, even though they promise to. I will never forget you, Pooh, even if I'm 100 years old. How old will I be? 99. Well, I think that's a beautiful sentiment, but you know what? The world has a way of catching up with you. And if you think about it, it's a period piece, and it started in the 20s. Well, 20 years later, he was a soldier age, and he ended up going to war. And then he comes back, he gets married, has a wife and child, starts a family, and then he gets stuck in the 9 to 5 work-a-day world and forgets all about the beautiful, stuff on the inside and the most important things. And so I think anybody can relate to that, you lose sight of what's important. And this movie addresses that and pulls you back in to what is important.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie, and I'm such a big fan of all the work that you do. So thank you so much. Christopher Robin is available on DVD and VOD on November 6th. This is Lynn, and you are watching Hollywood First Look Features.